I was an art director on Many Beautiful Things, a story about Lilias Trotter. She was a phenomenal artist and an exceptional writer. She had such an elegant way of expressing creation. Being inspired by an artist and a woman of faith was life-changing. I spent 2 years exploring different techniques and different processes in order to come up with very intimate animations that embodied Lilias Trotter's artwork. The reward of animation is seeing a still moment come alive. Probably the biggest challenge from an art direction standpoint on the film was creating the portraits. Well, a lot of the portraits we had of Lilias were in pretty bad shape. I took what we had and I recreated them in watercolor.
I attended a mission meeting in London when at the close, someone stood up and asked, "Is there anyone in this room whom God is calling for North Africa?" "It's me," I said, rising. "He's calling me."
John Ruskin spoke very highly of Lilias, and she was up and coming in England as an artist in the Victorian era. And to work with her art was such a privilege. I loved her calligraphy and her soft palette. I created each one of these layers in the sketch, and then I made a bigger painting out of it and brought it to life through animation. I grew a lot as an artist, being able to take Lilias's art, look at it very closely and break it down into layers and make it move. Lilias had hundreds of art pieces I looked through from several journals throughout her life. And one of the neatest parts for me was to take moments like a mountain or a girl and cut it out from where it was and place it in a world of other pieces or layers of art that she had created. So it was like a puzzle. I would take certain pieces of Lilias's art and combine them with other pieces of her art and tell a story.
Today's first lesson was in these little mountain paths. I followed mine only a few yards further this morning, and such an outburst of beauty came. You can never tell to what untold glories a little humble path may lead if you follow far enough.
One of the most compelling animations to me was the butterfly-flower combination. Lilias never created a butterfly in her journals or the artwork that I saw. So what I did is I took the flower petals and I made butterflies out of them. And then I took all her flower renditions from different moments of journal entries and I combined them in one space and created this like flower garden that the butterflies from her flowers then flew through. That was a really neat process. As an artist, the thing that meant the most to me was to keep the integrity of Lilias's artwork. I used ink washes and watercolors as mediums to create all the artwork for the film. This was Lilias's dandelion piece. All I had to work with was the flower here and the seeds. And so what I did is I took that and I got inspired and I made the stems and the closed portion of the dandelion to a middle open and then to a full open. And that's how it animated. It animated from closed, middle to full. Lilius drew all of her inspiration from her surroundings. In Algiers, where most of her content came from in her sketchbooks, she studied the people, and that was amazing. And she also studied landscapes and sunsets and sunrises and the way that lighting affects a moment in nature. And those are some of the things that really captivated me. I worked in 3 different places on the film. I started in California, worked a little bit in Colorado, and then worked in Georgia. Every one of those natural environments influenced me and inspired me in step with Lilius Trotter's way of seeing the world and God's creation. Lilius Trotter took several photographs during her time. They're gorgeous photographs. So I got to take her photographs, do line art over her photographs, and then fill them in with color. And I animated the clouds through the mountains to give it atmospheric presence. There were so many moments like that that just made her work come alive. It's really rare in the creative world to have adequate provision and time to make something great. And Brian and Sally Oxley provided that space, which I am so grateful for. The collaborative effort on this film was such a beautiful thing. From storytelling, editing, to music, to voiceover, it all came together in such harmony. I think Lilius would be amazed. I learned from Lilius what it is to be steadfast about God's will for your life, and also what it is to hone in on your gift that you've been given. This project holds a deep place in my heart.